Happy Sunday morning. Today is December 14th. And that means we're in the 14th chapter of the book of Luke. And for all you watching, I appreciate it. It's Sunday. Get to church. I've had friends tell me like, oh, I don't need to go to church. I read the Bible at home. Well, you're reading the Bible and you're interpreting it your way. And lots of times when we interpret stuff by ourselves, we need other people's point of view or input to make us think like, oh, maybe I was wrong on that. So get off the I read my Bible thing and find a church congregation to go to. Find a church building to go to and go to it and be part of your community and be part of a church family. It's a great thing to have a church family, and go to a church that they rebuke you at. The church I go to, there's not a lot of rebuking because nobody says anything. Okay. But the pastor doesn't really cultivate that. And nothing against my pastor. My pastor is great, and I'm so appreciative of him. But he reads off. He's got it. It's like a speech, and he's written it out. He's done his homework and everything like that, and he's reading out. And he there's a certain type of preaching. I can't remember what it is, but then there's no interaction with the congregation. Okay, he's just talking to you, or sometimes it feels like he may be talking at you. But then he'll want some kind of input from the input from the congregation, and everybody's like, oh, we're supposed to say something, and a lot of people feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed to say stuff. I wish he interacted with the congregation more. And I don't think there's anybody in my church that watches this, and I'm pretty sure Pastor doesn't watch this, but that's just my take on it. Anyways, enough babbling. Hey, here we go. The book of Luke. Chapter 14. Jesus at a Pharisee's house. One Sabbath, when Jesus went to eat in the house of the prominent Pharisee, he was being carefully watched. There in front of him was a man suffering from abnormal swelling of his body. Jesus asked the Pharisees and experts in the law, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath or not? But they remained silent. So taking hold of the man, he healed him and sent him on his way. Yeah, Jesus was testing him again. Then he asked them, if one of you has a child or an ox that falls into a well on the Sabbath day, will you not immediately pull it out? And they had nothing to say because he caught them. He caught them in their hypocrisy. When he noticed how the guests picked the places of honor at the table, he told them this parable. When someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor, for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, give this person your seat. Then, humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. And when you are invited, take the lowest place so that when your host comes, he will say to you, friend, move up to a better place. It's called being humble, okay? Humble, appreciative, respectful. And that is lost on America. Then you will be honored in the presence of all the other guests. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Then Jesus said to his host, when you give a luncheon or dinner, do not invite your friends, your brothers or sisters, your relatives, or your rich neighbors. If you do, they may invite you back. If you do, they may invite you back, and so you will be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed. Although they cannot repay you, you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. The parable of the great banquet. When one of When one of those at the table with him heard this, he said to Jesus, "Blessed is the one who will eat at the feast in the kingdom of God." Jesus replied, "A certain man was preparing a banquet and invited many guests. At the time of the banquet, he sent his servant to tell those who had been invited, 'Come, for everything is now ready.' But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said, 'I have just bought a field and I must go see it. Please excuse me.' Another said, 'I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen and I'm on my way to try them out. Please excuse me.' Still another said, 'I just got married, so I can't come.'" So, and this one thing I've learned, and I can't remember what's going to say in the rest of this chapter, but when people invite me to stuff, I really try to make it, because at some point I'm going to stop being invited to it, and I just and it's tough sometimes comes up, but at some point they're going to say, well, I guess he's too busy to come or whatever, so we just don't get or you just don't get invited anymore. So anyways, the servant came back and reported this to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, "Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame." "Sir," the servant said, "what you ordered has been done, but there is still room." Then the master told his servant, "Go out to the roads and country lanes and compel them to come in, so that my house will be full. I tell you, not one of those who were invited will get a taste of my banquet." So God's inviting you, right? Don't be too busy is what he's saying. The cost of being a disciple. And here's where, the rubber starts to meet the road. Because there is a cost. There's a sacrifice to being a disciple. Large crowds were traveling with Jesus, and turning to them, he said, "If anyone comes to me and does not hate father and mother, wife and children, brother and sisters, yes, even their own life, such a person cannot be my disciple. And whoever does not carry their cross and follow me cannot be my disciple." So I'm taking from this, he doesn't want you to actually hate your family and everything like that, but he doesn't want you to put them above him. Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and are not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you, saying, "This person began to build and wasn't able to finish." Or suppose a king is about to go to war against another king. Won't he first sit down and consider whether he is able with 10,000 men to oppose the one coming against him with 20,000? If he is not able, he will send a delegation while the other is still a long way off and will ask for terms of peace. In the same way, those of you who do not give up everything you have cannot be my disciples. Salt is good, but if it loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is fit neither for the soil nor for the manure pile. It is thrown out. Whoever has ears to hear, let them hear. There you go. Chapter 14. Not quite. My math wasn't mathing. I thought we were 2/3 of the way through it, but that's the 16th. Anyways, I appreciate you people that do watch this. I hope my ranting doesn't turn you away. I think it has turned some people away because I'm down to like 3 views instead of 6. So, anywho, remember, keep your eyes on the cross. I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.